Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here we are, Monday Night Live, MWR Financial. This is going to be an exciting event. Star-studded cast tonight, a lot of ground to cover. Listen, with this minute or so you've got left, send out those last-minute texts, make those last-minute phone calls. This is where you need your team. You need your team to be on this platform tonight. They want to see and hear what's going to be unveiled tonight. They want to hear from the leaders that are doing some incredible things across this country. You're going to hear from some MWR Financial $1 Million Residual Club Ring earners. And the most recent one, that gentleman is going to be basically rolled out to you tonight. And you're going to hear a story about how he's able to do it, what excites him about this opportunity. We've got a lot of ground to cover. Once again, send out those last-minute texts, make those last-minute phone calls. This is a critical one. This is our Monday Night Live MWR Financial tonight. Guys, you've got to be here. Your team needs to be here. If the idea is to grow your MWR Financial business, this platform is where you need to be. This platform is where you should require your team to be tonight. So let's see who's out there and who's joining us from what part of the country. Let's get it started. There she is, Miss Cassandra Wooten, Goldsboro, North Carolina. Always a pleasure, young lady. All right, Mr. Daryl Banks, always in the house, North Carolina. Once again, welcome. All right, North Carolina again, welcome. Hey, Mr. Toll, Brooklyn, New York. Mr. Toll, welcome to the platform, sir. Who else do we have out there? Good deal. We've got Sacramento, California. Cornelius, welcome to the platform, sir. Miss Patterson, Jacksonville, North Carolina, welcome to the platform. Guys, who else we have? Alabama's in the house. Melanie, welcome to the platform. Puerto Rico, ¿cómo está? All right, good to see you guys. All right, who else is out there? Give us a few more. Gary, Indiana. Miss Jenkins, welcome to the platform. Who else is out there? All right, Wisconsin, is it? Actually, Aaron, welcome to the platform. Tallahassee, Florida, once again, welcome to the platform. Guys, give me a few more. All right, Daryl, welcome. Good talking to you today, sir. Colorado, welcome to the platform. Texas in the house. Santos, welcome to the platform, guys. Tallahassee, Florida. Miss Hall, welcome to the platform. Mr. Perkins, Chicago, Illinois, ladies and gentlemen. All right, Lexington, South Carolina. Miss Jackson, welcome to the platform. All right, Miss Washington, out of Washington, actually. Good deal. My friend Benjamin McCrae, Charlotte, North Carolina. Guys, give me one or two more. Robert Clay, out of Decatur, Georgia. Welcome to the platform. Guys, give me one or two more. We're going to transition over. All right, good deal. Boston. All right, Myra, welcome to the platform. Once again, Colorado in the house. Guys, let's go ahead and get started. Listen, we've got a lot of ground to cover tonight. We want to get into something. Before I bring up our first guest speaker for tonight, I'm telling you, this is special. I'm going to slow it down for just a moment so that you can, again, make that last-minute phone call and send out those last-minute texts because you don't want your team to miss this, what they're going to see and hear tonight. But before we start, we're going to bring back our ERC program, the video that was presented to you a week or so ago when we did the introduction of the program, just to let you see and understand fully what we've got our hands on. I'm going to bring on the president of the company after this to talk a little bit about where we are with the ERC program, but take a listen.
For a limited time, MWR is offering employee retention credit assistance at no risk to you or upfront fees. Made possible by the government, the Employee Retention Credit implemented via the CARES Act provides reimbursements to qualifying businesses, colleges, universities, hospitals, and 501c3 organizations of up to $26,000 per employee. As an employer, if the COVID pandemic impacted your business in any way during 2020 or 2021, you may qualify. MWR makes it simple, and it only takes a few minutes to unlock potentially thousands of dollars that do not need to be paid back to the government or any bank. MWR uses only licensed ERC tax experts specifically focused on ERC refund assistance and only charges a flat rate of just $5,000 for companies with 1 to 5 employees, plus $1,000 for each additional employee for businesses that may have more than 5 employees, unlike most competitors that charge a massive percentage of their clients' total refund amounts. Just take a look at this example. Let's say you have 10 qualifying employees. Your possible refund amount is $260,000, which you could use to grow your business. Based on the average competitor's fees of 20%, you'll be giving away $52,000. With MWR, you'll pay only $10,000, saving you $42,000. The savings with MWR Employee Retention Credit Assistance could be enormous, and the money you never need to pay back could stay in your pocket. You can find out if you qualify for this refund in just 2 minutes, and if you do, our ERC experts will assist you with preparing all the necessary paperwork, obtain supporting documents, and file all refund requests for your business. It's just that simple. Don't wait. This opportunity is only here for a limited time and costs you absolutely nothing to get started. We only get paid when you get paid. Don't wait. This is only for a limited time. Get started today.
Oh, guys, listen, isn't that great? Look, I mean, I got to again tip my hat to the CEO and founder, Mr. Brian House, for always finding a way to bring value, more value to this platform and giving you and I an opportunity to generate more income, but at the same time, giving us an opportunity to make an impact across this country with programs like the ERC. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let me bring on our guest speaker for tonight because this is going to be a lot of fun. Once again, send out those last minute texts, make those last minute phone calls. You want your team on this platform tonight to hear and see what you're about to hear and see. So, without further ado, this gentleman, he spent his life helping others, and I'm convinced that's why he's been so successful and continues to be. Now, he's built teams of tens of thousands of people across this country, and I was fortunate enough to witness that with my own eyes. Without question, he's a do-it-first leader. He knows how to build big. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, please help me welcome to the platform the president of MWR Financial, Mr. Brian High. Oh, God, Mr. Adamo Toasted. I'm sorry, man.
Brian doesn't want to take that.
No. Mr. Adamo Toasted, welcome to the platform, sir.
Hello. Thank you, Gerald. As always, you always are here to make this happen and get us started so well. I appreciate you so much. And Gerald, you can actually hang out here with me. What I want to do, Gerald, tonight, and I'm glad you ran that ERC platform so everyone can kind of see it and be reminded of it. I know so many people are excited about it, and we're seeing it because they're seeing a lot of appointments being made and people going through and people actually qualifying for the program. So this has been a wonderful addition to our platform. But I want to just make sure that people are real clear on who would qualify and who wouldn't, because that way you can always put your best foot forward and give the most likely person that's going to qualify and be able to have success with the ERC program. And so I wanted just to clarify that, even though we have it in writing and all that, I thought tonight would be a great time to make sure people understood, because we're getting a lot of business owners. Believe it or not, Gerald, we're getting people who don't even own a business like submitting, like they can get some credit or something. So I guess they thought because they're an employee, maybe they'll get something. No, they have to be a business owner. So do not have people who are not business owners, or you as the qualified financial director, don't send your things out to people who are not business owners, because they're then thinking, oh, let me apply, and it just clogs up the system. So let's not do that. The other thing that's happening, Gerald, is that there's a lot of business owners out there that are sole proprietors. You know, they are the business, and so like they could be like a hairstylist, they could be barbers, they could be anybody who just has a business, and maybe even they've been a successful networker, and they've kind of started put themselves, they have an LLC or some type of corporation, and they hire themselves, they pay themselves a salary as an employee. Here's what happens, so we're real clear. You cannot qualify. A business owner does not qualify for the ERC, the employee retention credit, if the person that's employed by the business owner has 50% of the ownership or more. So if you are the business owner, and I know you've done that, Gerald, I know I've done it where you hire yourself, and we understand those things. You hire your kids, and your kids are also a part of the corporation. If they have 50% ownership or more, they will not qualify. So anyone that's a small business owner or sole proprietor, and that's kind of it, you don't need to submit those business owners because they won't qualify. What you're looking for are business owners that have employees that are outside of the family, the immediate family members, or if they are family members, they don't have any ownership in the business. That's what you're looking for. And I'll tell you, they are out there in craziness. Gerald, have you noticed how many, and it's funny how this happens, but have you noticed how many commercials you've seen either by radio or television about ERC?
Absolutely. It's all over the airways.
All over the airways. And the fact that we do it, and then a lot of those companies, they're charging those percentages of what they're saving, the business owner is actually receiving. And here we are charging a flat rate, making it possible for the business owners to benefit greatly from the program, but keep the money in the pocket of where it belongs. So that is a tremendous way to be able to go in and impact people. And Gerald, a lot of people may ask, well, Andamo, why did Brian start the ERC program? Why did he put this as one of the platforms in the MWR membership? And I thought it was a great question. But Gerald, I want to make sure people understand why we do these things. Like a lot of people think, oh, so someone can make a big commission up front. And that's true. That's partially true. That we want that to happen. That's great. But and then so the person that sponsors them gets a 25% check match, and they'll be excited. True, that's good too. But the fundamental reason why we do this and why we do anything to enhance the comp plan and make MWR more and more attractive as we go forward, so you clearly understand anytime something's enhanced, and this should get you super, super excited, it's to give you a whole new segment of people to speak to. It's to be able to add to your network in a way that you may not have done before. Some of you may not have even talked to business owners before, and now you can talk to a business owner that not only is looking for the ERC credit, but they may say, I know other business owners that need this, and then want to join your network because they want to get residual income, and they want to refer other business owners and receive the 25% check match because of how powerful our compensation plan is. It could be a business owner, Gerald, that is an influential member of the Chamber of Commerce. And all of a sudden they bring in all these other businesses. They say, here's a way to help me create a second income stream without any additional overhead that then pays and can pay me a residual income. And I'm excited about doing that. And maybe had you talked to that person about MWR before in any other way, you may not have gotten their attention, but now you have it. It could be that you're talking to a business-to-business salesperson, Gerald, someone that sells merchants accounts or things like that, and now they now have other businesses. They know all these businesses that have a bunch of employees, and so they want to now be able to offer it, and then not only offer it so they make more money up front, and they got another income stream coming in, but now they know other business-to-business salespeople and other business owners that may want to join and create a residual income, something that they don't get currently. See, this allows you to expand. Gerald, what do you think about that?
It has opened more doors than I could have ever imagined. Honestly, it's amazing. I love the concept, and it's working exactly the way it should work. Designed to do exactly what it is designed to do. Is open up another market for you that you otherwise would have just walked by. So here's a chance now to attract more people to your business. And you're absolutely right. I'm talking with business owners every day who have an interest in creating another stream of income over and above what they're doing in their current business, because they understand that they've got relationships with other business owners that can use this service as well.
Right. It's powerful, powerful. So I love when we enhance the membership, but I always want you to understand why we do what we do. Is to help give you more opportunities to expand your network, which means building your business, which then gives you ability to not only rank up and make more money on a daily basis, where you have your daily residual income, but also it allows you to rank up and start to be rewarded in ways that are just amazing. In fact, now look at that transition. That leads us to, Gerald, what we want to talk about tonight. We have, it's a very interesting thing, Gerald. You have gone out and you came into this business, and you obviously, you built something special. You are now a Millionaire Residual Club ring earner, and that's super, super exciting. I know you're excited about that. But Gerald, you were inspired by not only knowing that it was there, but you were inspired by some other people that had gotten there before you, and you saw the results of their business and got excited. Is that right, Gerald?
That's exactly what happened. And again, I had a 2-year head start on one of these guys that you'll see on this platform tonight. And it's the most amazing thing that I've ever seen. So, I was truly inspired by it, because what they showed me was what was possible, and what was possible. So it is, a huge inspiration for me.
Well, Gerald, I have to bring this guy up. This gentleman is a documented leader here at MWR. He came into this business, and what I appreciated about him is that this gentleman came into the business and was doing MWR initially part-time.
Wow.
And then, Gerald, he started building a significant business part-time. Yes. And he went out, and every time I talked to him, what I loved about him is that not only does he care about his organization that he's building, the people that are there and the team, he's always team first, but he always was striving to be the best he could be, and then be an example to help others become the best they can be. He went out, Gerald, and in this business, this was crazy. He started the business, and then all of a sudden, he got laid off.
Yeah.
And for many people, they would have panicked. That would have been terrible news. Oh my goodness, we all know what happened during the pandemic. A lot of people were hurt financially in a big, big way. He decided that he was going to lean into what MWR was and what we had there. And he did that and literally saw his income increase over an 8-month period of time. I think he said he had like 9 promotions, like his income increased 9 times. And so when he got the call to come back to work, he was already making more from MWR than he did at work. So I think and I'm gonna let him finish up the story. I'm kind of telling his story a little bit, but he did some amazing things. I want you guys to hear from him directly because he tells it so well. But this gentleman, and what I appreciate about him, and what I want you guys to hear is notice how he utilized MWR for himself personally. It's like that era when you're on a flight, they say put the mask on first. You'll see what he did personally and how it's impacted him, and then the inspiration that he's been to not only the people in his organization and his team, but people that are all over MWR like you, Gerald, that went, wait a minute, I'm going to follow this plan because this guy has something special, and it's none other than our great Millionaire Residual Club ring earner, Mr. Charles Ivory. How you doing, Waymaker? Oh, you're on mute. Okay, there you go.
Hey, how you doing, Adamo? I'm having some internet problems. Am I frozen? Can y'all hear me?
No, you're good. You're good. You are solid, rock solid. Charles, and I could tell your whole story because I just love what it did and how it evolved. I saw it, all happen in such a short period of time. It was amazing. But Charles, why don't you tell us 2 things I want you to do for us. And then Gerald, I want you to come back and share one of this as well.
Yeah.
Talk to me, let everyone know that doesn't know, let them know your story and what happened to you when you started MWR, how that all evolved and how plugging into the services, everything that happened for you. But then also give us a feeling of what it was like, because you are a Millionaire Residual Club ring earner. So make sure you tell the story how that happened. And what it felt like and what it's meant to you and your family from achieving that rank.
Well, Adamo, this company is amazing. There's nothing out there like it, and you said it best. I used it for myself first. I was a product of the product. I did the tax strategy first. It put $600 back into my paycheck. I shared that with my wife. It put $800 in her paycheck. That was $1,400 that came back to our home. And we didn't even get started. That was just it. Just step 1 gave us $1,400 cash flow. Well, with the debt elimination plan, they told us exactly what to do with that extra cash flow. And we just followed the plan. And we was able to get out of $80,000 worth of credit card debt. We did upload our credit reports. We were in the mid 700s. Now we're in the mid 800s. But by us paying off our debt, it raised our credit scores, and we were able to refinance our home. And that was a big deal to us. And when we refinanced our home, we went from a 5.7 to a 2.3, and we was able to pay the house off with the tax savings, the money from the debt that we was giving to the banks and creditors, and the income that we was producing with this company. We was pouring $5,000 to $7,000 a month, and we burnt up our 30-year mortgage in 14 years. The bank told us that we saved $300,000 by doing that. And then we kept on. Bill Shredder came out. We saved $1,100 in the bill shredder. And that's pretty much majority of the, the membership, that one strategy. I had a job. I fired my boss, but I had a 401k. I was able to roll my 401k over to the private reserve account and land banking. So I didn't even have to write a check for those 2 products, which was good because land banking was $40,000, So I was able to go ahead and roll my 401k and my IRAs without even writing a check. And that was a blessing, by itself. And it just kept growing and growing and growing. And, dealing with some of the tax experts, utilizing that tax hotline, They gave us some advice. I changed my entity. I was able to start a private reserve account for my 4-year-old son. Now he was 3 at the time. He's 4 now. I was able to start a private reserve account for him. And it's just growing and growing and growing. So we paid off one mortgage. Now we're building our dream home in another zip code where we got better schools, better stores, better community. Everything is just, I don't know, it's better than amazing. It's
Right.
better than amazing. And
I heard that, by the way, I heard that you said better zip code, better all that, but I also heard you have a better view of the water.
Yes. Hey, it's all about duplication, right? I got this fantastic mentor. He bought some land with some water, so I just tried to get me some land with some water too. Mine is not as big as his, but hey, baby steps.
No, I love it. I know you're building a huge home. It's what, over 6,000 square feet?
6,000
on an acre and a half.
That's right. We got 6,000 square feet of under roof, and we're building a second phase next year. It'll be a 2,300 square foot detachment, on the side of it. So it's gonna be pretty amazing, but it's wonderful. And just following the steps that was laid out by MWR, it really helped me to be able to tell a story so everybody else can do the same thing. My mentor, Brian Bean, he always says facts tells, but story sells. So just telling people what it's done for me, it helped me build a team enough to where I was able to quit my job and my wife was able to quit her job. And the time freedom is so amazing. I can't explain to you how it feels to take a vacation and not have a return date. We always had to come back at a certain time because somebody had to go to work, so that's amazing. And, I grew a large enough team to where I became $1 million residual ring club earner. And I was shocked. And Adamo, I don't know if you remember, I had asked you what it took in order to get the ring. And I remember you telling me, you were saying, Charles, it takes $1,750. Because I thought I was years away from getting it. You say, all you need is $1,750. And I said, oh, okay. And I went out and got $1,750. And Brian Bean said he wanted to do some type of filming with district directors. And he got me to come up to his house in Atlanta, Georgia. Christy was there with a couple of other districts. And we're thinking we're making some type of a film. And I had just got the car bonus, and went out and bought a car. And I took my truck up there and had it detailed and washed because I'm thinking it's going to be in this film that he had going on. And then we started talking about filming, and then come behind the counter was Mr. House. Mr. House just came from nowhere with these 2 boxes, and one was for me and one was for Christy. I did everything I could to hold back the tears, because I was really excited. I didn't think that this thing was going to come so fast and it was possible. So it was amazing. It was better than amazing. It was better than amazing. I was so touched that we have a CEO that would go out his way and hand deliver it to me. He could have put it in the mail, but he hand delivered it to me. And that was the best thing in the world. And I knew that I was at the right place at the right time with the right people. MWR Financial, I'm here for life.
No, Charles, that is absolutely awesome. And the story was so much fun to catch you off guard. Brian Bean did a great job at not letting you guys know what was happening. And so for you and Christy, because I think Christy was she was the first female, and she was, I believe, the third income ring earner and then you were the fourth. So it was like it happened right behind each other. It was absolutely awesome. I love that Brian was willing to go do that and make that happen. And it's powerful, and it's funny because some of the things I know that I can bring out, like you said, you went out and you bought a new truck, and this big, nice, beautiful truck. But I have a feeling that you didn't pay the note as long as they said it was going to be. I think that got paid off a lot earlier than the note actually said, right?
16 months.
16 months. And then that land that you bought, that you're building your 6,000 square foot dream home, and now you're going to add another 2,300 square foot addition later. I understand that was supposed to have a long-term note, and it shortened greatly.
We bought the land cash. It took us 10 months.
10 months.
10 months to get it, and we bought it cash. So it's clear and free. You know, we got the title, and we do have a plan to pay this mortgage off too. You know, so hey.
Absolutely. And that's just using the experts. And so I get why they call you the Waymaker, Charles, because you're making a way for so many by just being a living example where they can actually say, they don't have to say, well, I think this happens for people. Maybe this happens for people. They can reach out and touch you. They see you, and they've been able to see those that have been around have been able to see the evolution. And speaking of those that have been around, I know Gerald has been around and he saw the evolution, but then Gerald has his own powerful story of what happened for him. And Gerald, I know you've told your story so many times, so people pretty much know it. But Gerald, what was it like for you to see Charles and you see some other people go out and earn it? Like you said, you had a 2-year head start on them, but they came in here and Charles, just so some people are going, wait, he's saying these other things, but that was the old comp plan, the MWR 2.0 comp plan. And so you obviously built through that as well. Gerald, what was that like for you? And then to finally accomplish it, what did it feel like being a Millionaire Residual Club ring earner? What does that mean to you?
Well, listen, I'll say this before I even start. Coming from the old comp plan, what Charles and I experienced in order to get to the $1 Million Residual Club ring, it was harder. Honestly, right. It was more difficult. So this 3.0 is absolutely built for speed. But Charles, till this day, he has no idea how he motivated me. I mean, with a 2-year head start, and this guy shows up and just knocks it out like that. How in the world? But again, I mean, he showed me what was possible. So, I mean, that was enough for me to go after, because here's what I know for sure. If one man can do it, 10 can do it. If 10 can do it, 100 can do it. If 100 can do it, 1,000 can do it. And Charles inspired me to let me know what was possible as it relates to getting to the next level. And then hanging out with Brian Bean didn't hurt me either. I'm telling you, he's the greatest trainer in the world. And that was right about the time that I actually met him. And within less than a year, I was able to accomplish the ring. But I mean, association, man, you get around people, like-minded individuals that are hungry, that want something, that want to build something, not just for themselves, but their family. But Charles talked about something, hit on something I thought was so important, being a product of the product. See, here's what I've learned through this process. The success, Andamo, is in the application. All right. So now there's still some self-discipline required when you approach this program. Yes, our experts do all the work, but you've got to initiate some things. You've got to come to the table basically with your mind made up. And I was just at a point in my life at 55 years old where I was just sick and tired of being sick and tired. Let me show you something, man. Look, think about this. For those who have, well, it hasn't happened to you, so you probably don't understand what I'm about to say. But think about this. A grown man now going to a job every day, paid on Friday, broke on Monday. You've never had to do it. So you don't understand what I'm saying. I couldn't do that anymore. I was sick of that. There wasn't no way in the world I was going to keep living like that. If you're telling me that there's a way out of this mess. Now, I knew the importance of surrounding myself with financial experts, right? Because I knew wealthy people were doing that. But where was I going to get an average of $200 to $300 an hour from a man who's living paycheck to paycheck? Keep in mind, paid on Friday, broke on Monday. Where do I get this extra money? And if it's $200 to $300 an hour, my financial situation was such that I knew it was going to take more than 1 hour to get me squared away. So where was I going to get the additional money? And then lo and behold, MWR Financial comes along saying for basically the price of a cup of coffee, we'll give you full access to all the experts that wealthy people have always had access to, so that you can finally have a real shot at winning in your life. We're going to infuse into your life CPAs, financial planners, enrolled agents, credit restoration experts, debt elimination experts, investment consultant, and a bill shredding component. Listen, I was all over it. Because I was sick and tired of being sick and tired, I did everything those guys told me to do. I followed the system to the T, man. I had discipline like you would not believe. I plugged in with the CPA. They looked at my current tax situation, got me back $350 a month, money I saw in my check 2 weeks later. Now, if I'm getting that money back in 2 weeks, that means I'm $175 on the positive side of money on that particular pay period after the instant pay raise. Now, the pay period before that, and the one before that, the one before that, the one before that, and many before that, again, paid on Friday, broke by Monday. All of a sudden, I'm starting to turn the corner. I got some additional income, cash flow, from my existing finances. I've yet to recruit anybody in the program now. Think about that. Then I move on to the next component of the program, which is credit restoration. I come out of there with a 128-point increase in my credit score, not realizing that 128-point increase would get me a reduction in my homeowner's automobile premium by $200 a month. You want to talk about cash flow? $200 a month in additional cash flow from my existing finances, all because of a credit score increase. And I had no idea the insurance companies we were looking at your credit score. Didn't know the importance of that, what the tie was. All right, but that credit score increase got me the reduction. Then I move on to the next component of the program. This whole idea, this concept of this private reserve account, Charles has talked about it. And Charles, you and I've had this conversation. Before MWR Financial and Donald, I had no idea what a private reserve account was, had never even heard of one. So I clearly asked my advisor before setting me up, how is it possible that I'm 55 years old and I don't know anything about a private reserve account? I've never heard of this sort of investment vehicle. You know what the guy says to me? Well, he says, Gerald, you don't make $250,000 a year. That's why you don't know about it, because we market this program to people that make that kind of money. That's 6% of the population. So then I'm beginning to think, now, $250,000 a year, 6% of the population. Where am I, because I'm naive to all of this, where am I going to get $10,000 or $20,000 to jumpstart an investment vehicle to get me in this game, to get the kind of yields that you guys are talking about? The guy said, you don't need $10,000 or $20,000. The same $350 they saved me in taxes, the same $200 I saved because of the credit score increase was the money that I used to jumpstart the private reserve account. And Damo, turns out this private reserve account is paying me 10 times more than my 401k, put me in a position to retire in 10 years versus 25. And when we were talking about my 401k, compared it to the private reserve account, my 401k had me positioned, because of the slow growth with earnings, had me positioned to work for those guys for another 25 years. Now, I told you I was 55 when I saw this program. You add 25 of that. You do the math. That's 80. But that was the plan, my friend, because I didn't have a plan. And this private reserve account set me free. And then the final piece of the program was the debt elimination. So, again, I want to figure out how to do that. These guys said we can help you speed up your debt payoff time. You can get out of debt sooner rather than later. So I drug into that portion of the program with me 15 years worth of remaining debt. That includes a small balance on a mortgage. These guys positioned me to pay that debt off in Damo in 6 years. Ladies and gentlemen, that was 5 years ago. 1 year, 1 year of the day, zero balance on everything I'm doing. Oh, no, man, nothing, not to mention the $52,000 in interest they saved me that I otherwise would have paid to the creditor. You talk about being free. And I always ask people, what would a debt-free lifestyle look like or feel like? In less than 12 months, I'll be able to show you. Only because of this program. See, I hadn't figured any of this stuff out. And I was destined to die broke. I was going to work until I was dead. That was the plan before this. And then now the final piece for me. So I knew that 1 million people needed the same thing to happen to them that had happened to me, because everybody I knew was paycheck to paycheck, barely getting by, working just to pay bills, and was destined to die broke. And I knew many people were like me that were serious, and they didn't want to do that if they knew there was a way out. And then MWR Financial says to me, just go tell this story. Same story you heard Charles tell, same story I'm telling, and we'll pay you a ridiculous amount of money. I had two questions. One, do I need to learn how to repair credit? No, we have experts. They do all that. Two, do I need to learn how to do taxes? No, we have CPAs. They handle that. Well, I need an investment license. You won't need anything. Just tell the story. I started telling this story to anybody who would listen. At the gas station, the grocery store, my job, the church, the car wash. It didn't matter. The beauty salon, wherever I saw you, I was going to share this excitement and share this story with you. And when I say ridiculous, it got so ridiculous. Within 2 years of me doing that, Charles, I was able to walk away from a $65,000 a year job and do this full time. And that was more than 3 years ago. I was put in a position because of this part-time opportunity. I was put in a position to replace a full-time income, give that man back what he gave me, his job. And I appreciate the job. Don't get me wrong. You do what you have to do until you can do what you want to do. But I am doing what I want to do right now. And it feels good only because of this opportunity, guys. And I say, don't go to sleep on this. This is real. It works. We bring before you on these kinds of platforms real people that are doing this in real time. I personally know Charles Darby. I have a 15-year relationship with Adamo Tosin. The next gentleman that you're going to meet, I had the chance to touch him, feel his hand, and shake his hand, look him in the eye. He's real. And what he's done in 90 days, insane. Absolutely insane. And so once again, I'm motivated again because this guy's showing me what's possible. I've been in the business 5 years longer than he has. He just showed up 90 days ago and blew the doors off this thing. So we've got something here, folks. This is real. If the idea is to set yourself free, to position yourself to do what you want to do, what you've always wanted to do, and make the impact that you want to make in your life, you need the financial means to do it. Use this as a vehicle to close that gap, to get your financial life in order and make the kind of money that you need to make to go ahead and fulfill your dream. People are waiting on you. A lot hinges on your success. We've got the vehicle to help you be successful.
No, it's so true, Gerald. And in fact, you kind of led me to that. So let's bring up this gentleman who, man, not only do I have a tremendous amount of respect for, what I appreciate about him is that when he saw the opportunity, first of all, you know, he was very diligent on determining if this was going to be the right fit for him. And here's why. It's not for him. It was really for the team that he was going to talk to, the people he was going to talk to, because he knew he was going to be fully vested. He's not somebody that sticks a toe in and maybe I'm going to do this, maybe not. He said, I'm going to be all in. And I understood that because that's the way I was. I was either all in or I was all out. I never was half-baked, milquetoast, soggy in the middle, playing the fence thing. That's just not me. So he was that way, and I appreciated it about him. But because, and this is what's so powerful about MWR, because of what you've done, Charles, the groundwork and work that you've done, your leaders have done before you, Gerald, because of what you've done, you caused MWR to be able to get in a position to allow, so we can get big enough to allow our great CEO and founder to do what he always wanted to do, which is to let us get paid daily and enhance the comp plan. So we were able to then launch MWR 3.0 back in April of 2022. So it was just brand new, but and we knew it was built for speed. We knew what it could do, but a lot of people had been here. They didn't know. I mean, Charles, it took him 8 months to get to the ring, but that was like setting a record because a previous person took almost 2 years. I mean, these records were being smashed all over the place. Obviously, great Brian Bean had set the record as the fastest person to get there. And we can't quantify 2.0 with 3.0. It's almost like if you're in baseball, Major League Baseball, the home run king just got surpassed. It took 61 years, but oh my goodness, his name, Aaron Judge, just did it. But when they were first looking at how he was doing, they go away. You go back to Hank Aaron, he did it in 154 games, not 162. And so just like in the NFL, you're looking at certain records being broken when guys did it back when there was only 14 games versus 16. Now there's 17. So there's not the same thing, but it's still special when it's done because you still have to go out and go to work. It's not something that's just anybody can do it, because if they was, everybody would do it. So this gentleman, you got to hear this. He came in, and what I remember talking to him, and he said, this is what I'm going to do. And it reminded me of another great leader, Mr. Brian Bean, when he told me, Andamo, this is what I'm going to do. And what I appreciate about people who say what they're going to do and then go do it, these are people that have integrity with themselves and others. So he told me he was going to go hit these things very quickly. Here's what happened to him. And I'm going to give you the major ranks, not all the little ones up in between. It took him 8 days to reach the 5-star executive director. 8 days. You guys better put fire in the chat for this. It took 12 days to get to regional director. Those things were unheard of before MWR 3.0. It took 21 days to get to 2-star regional director, which is where he earned the ring. He became a ring earner in 21 days. That boggles the mind, but that's how powerful MWR 3.0's comp plan is built for speed. It took 3 days to get to 3-star regional. It took 41 days to get to 3-star regional director, and it took him 60 days to get to 4-star regional director. So let's bring him up. And he's not the newest, but he's one of the newer MWR Millionaire Residual Club ring earners. Let's bring up Mr. Kevin Velasquez. Kevin, how are you doing, my friend?
How you doing?
I'm
Thank
doing
you.
outstanding, doing absolutely outstanding.
Thank you.
Kevin,
So,
I
Gerald,
know.
¿cómo estás? Gerald, ¿cómo
Bien,
estás?
bien. Oh, bien, my friend. Bien, muy bien. Gracias.
Excelente, excelente. Thank you so
You
much
know,
for having me,
Kevin,
guys.
you've done some amazing things, and here's what I want to do. We want to hear your story, but then I'm going to step back because I want, and I think this is going to be so cool to have Charles Ivory, who is a leader and so strong, helping so many people, had so many people doing well in his organization. You have Gerald Parker doing the same. I want them to be able to talk to you and ask you questions that they know the field really wants to know, because corporate, sometimes we miss the boat. So I'm going to let them talk to you. But why don't you share with us what it was like when you joined MWR and how you moved so quickly, and what the feeling was like when you earned the Millionaire Residual Club ring, and then at the event getting it. Just let us know what that felt like, and then I'm going to step back and I'm going to let Gerald and Charles kind of talk to you about MWR and where we're headed and what's going on. So go ahead, Kevin.
So thank you so much, guys, for having me. First, I want to give a huge shout out to my leaders, because without them, I wouldn't be here. I want to give a huge shout out to 3-star regional director Amina Rashid, 2-star regional director Ajay Hongo, regional director Miguel de la Torre, Jaumar Alonso, 5-star executive director Jamal Payne, Guerrero Abreu, and Julia Diaz. Guys, because of you, that's why I have this result right now. You guys are leaders that really lead by example, and that's why we have this ring today here. So thank you so much, guys. So when I joined MWR Financial, remember, Andamo, that when you showed the compensation plan to me and all those services that we're gonna offer and all that, I was a little bit skeptical, because I was coming from the network marketing industry. It was it would be like the third company that I joined. I started network marketing when I was 18, and I was in the industry for only 3 years. And after that, I was devastated. I said I would never do network marketing again. But then 2020 hit, and I was like, I need an online business, because I was a mortgage broker, and I was with my practice company for only 1 year and a few months. And when I saw the compensation plan that MWR has, guys, I've never seen something like that. And attached to the amazing services that we have to offer, like within a week, I analyzed the services I had. I don't even know how many Zoom meetings I have with Brian and Andamo to know like those little details about the services that we're going to offer. And something that blew my mind and that closed me right away, it was that we were not only a credit repair company, and that the credit restoration was for free, so that people could buy our membership, could invest in our membership, and also have value with the other services, right? So, I mean, all those services attached with the best compensation plan in the industry. I mean, guys, this compensation plan has changed my life completely. I was doing great on mortgages. I did more than $100,000 in my first year in network marketing after 2020. But like this number back here, never. That's a life changer. So for me, this being amazing, and knowing you guys, meeting you guys at the convention, and receiving my first ring, right, in the industry, it was amazing. I'm gonna stay here forever, 100%, guaranteed, absolutely. Thank you so much.
Wow. I love it. I love it. I love it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the great Martina Britt Yelverton. She is kind of our manager. She puts our producer. She puts all this together. So I'm going to have her pull me down, and I'm going to turn this live over to you, the rest of it to Mr. Charles Ivory and Mr. Gerald W. Parker. And I'll let you guys just talk, and Kevin, and you guys just talk and share and pull out whatever you feel the everyone needs, that what's going to inspire them. What are they going to need to do to get to the levels that you've gotten to? What's the mindset you have to have beyond just the ranks? What just talk to us. I'm gonna let you guys do that. Pull me off, and the platform is now yours, gentlemen.
All right.
Hey, how you doing, Kevin?
Good. How are you guys?
Hey, better than amazing. Hey, I'm gonna let Gerald go ahead on and start it off, because he's the senior here.
Oh man, hey, well, Charles, thank you so much for that. But Kevin, honestly, man, it's a pleasure to meet you. And truly, what inspires me most, I mean, your willingness, your drive, your attitude. I had a chance to personally meet you in Las Vegas, and to be 28 years old, doing what you're doing in this industry, and the fact that you don't bring 20 years of experience to this industry. I mean, you've only been in it a very short period of time. But what I want to, I guess, help me understand, or maybe help everybody who's on the platform understand, when you saw MWR Financial, yes, the services are outstanding, but when you look at that compensation plan, you mentioned it earlier, 3.0, how it was built for speed, and you compare that to your practice company and realizing very quickly, I'm sure you realize that you didn't need as many people to hit this level that you had previously done in your practice company, or even exceed this level.
Yeah, there are like key points that you can compare that the other companies out there, they don't have. For example, we don't have a month end. We don't have volume. We don't lose volume from 1 month to the next month, right? The other thing, our compensation plan is 100% based on memberships. So our customer has the same value as a financial director. So we don't have that in the industry. Generally, if the company wants to focus more on customers, they give you like more points for the customers and less for the financial directors, right? And or vice versa. And here, it's 3 points a customer, 3 points a financial director, and that changed the game completely because we are very focused on social media. Like after 2020, the network marketing industry changed forever and completely, right? Yes. Because before we were like stuck in the presential meetings and those type of business opportunities only locally, right? And after 2020, we jumped to the social media after pandemic. Like TikTok was there, the Instagram Reels, the Facebook Reels, and I mean I'm a millennial. That's how you call it. Yeah. So I'm very into social media, videos, and all that. And I mean that changed the industry completely. I joined network marketing when I was 18. I did a company called Amway, and at that time, I mean, we didn't have Zoom. We didn't have any of these resources, and the success was very limited, right? And when I joined network marketing again in November 2020, I mean the industry changed completely. And on December, I was mentioning to you, Gerald, that I watched. It was like a convention, a GoPro convention, and they were talking about doing network marketing only based on social media. And I was like, I have to learn how to do TikTok. I have to learn how to do Reels, because if you don't change, you're gonna get stuck. Right. And that changed the game completely.
Wow, that is an amazing story, my friend. Again, man, I'm so proud of you and so excited for you. But one of the other things I wanted to ask you, and Charles, I'll let you have the next one. People, what moves you, to hit these levels in such a short period of time? There's got to be something pushing you, something, your why. We talk about it in the industry. That why has to be big. But there's some things that you want to do, not just for yourself, but for the sake of others, your family members and things like that. You've got some real dreams and you've got some goals, and you've figured out that MWR Financial can be that vehicle to help you achieve those goals.
Yeah, I mean, before when I joined network marketing, I was devastated from the previous company. I started doing mortgages. I made money on mortgages, and in 2020, I mean, the business was not that good, right? For mortgages and real estate, and I had to make money. So I select my practice company because I thought that the compensation plan was the best. I mean, it was the best that I've seen at that time, and money at the beginning, money was the drive, right? But after I started reading again, because when I was doing network marketing and when I was 18, I was reading a lot and listening to mentors and all that. But I stopped when I joined the mortgage industry. So after I rejoined network marketing, I started reading again, listening to digital mentors. I mean, that changed my mind again. And I started developing that the only way to be successful, and I figured out that the only way to be successful at this level and to hit like more than $1 million a year was leadership. So I started training myself, doing leadership seminars, reading more, and also duplicating that. So for me, the main thing in network marketing is not the service or the product that we are distributing. It's leadership. That's what we duplicate. So that's what I've been doing for the last 2 years, almost 2 years that I rejoined network marketing. And that has changed my organization and the results that my organization has. Because in reality, it's not me. I have people that they are better in social media. They are better leaders. They speak more than 2 languages also. So yeah, it's all about leadership and duplication. So
Hey,
yeah.
something.
I'm sorry. What motivates me? It's network marketing. I'm very passionate about the industry. What's my dream? To have the American Airlines arena like full of people doing a huge convention and educating and inspiring a lot of people about entrepreneurship, right? And yeah, that's my dream. So that's what moved me in reality. It's not the money. It's nothing like that. That's my dream.
You're committed to helping other people win. But that one of the things that you mentioned that I really like, and people really need to get this, you talked about becoming more of a reader. You began to read more. You began to pour more into yourself. And I think you and I share one of your favorite books. If you can see this here.
I have it here next to me.
Yes. And think about it, that we talk about people that you hang around, Kevin. Guess who introduced me to this book? None other than Adamo Tosin. Turned me onto this book right here. So these things are very powerful. And I want people to really grasp that part of it, that you've got to be willing to pour these things into you. Reading, I think Fernando Ramirez, who says readers are leaders and leaders are readers. Right. And it works, Charles. And I know you can speak on that as well. But Charles, I'll give it to you for a few questions for Kevin.
Yeah, self-development is very, very important. But Kevin, hey, this is what I heard you say, and you shouted out your leaders, and they're very important. I wouldn't be here where I'm at without my leaders also. But what is it that you do to keep your leaders motivated?
Okay,
how do you keep them engaged and motivated?
Yeah, there is a book that I want to recommend you guys. I mean, mine is in Spanish, of course, and it's by John Maxwell, 5 Levels of Leadership. If you read this book and you apply everything that this book says, you're gonna have your team motivated all the time. Because the first thing that people are driven is recognition. So that's something that we do like we used to do it every single month, and we're gonna start doing it again. Presential, we're gonna start doing leadership seminars and everything related to personal growth. And let me tell you, when you create a relationship with your leaders and with your organization, trust me, people wanna they're not gonna need any external motivation, because they're gonna wanna be a part of the team. They wanna be next to you, and that's what's really keeps the team motivated. Because when you have a good environment in your organization, people are going to connect to every single Zoom that we have, every single training, because they want to be next to those people that are having the result that they want to have. So for me, the association, it's key. And also, so sometimes we focus a lot on training about the services and all the technical aspects of network marketing. And in reality, we have to train more about leadership, because leadership is the key to be successful in network marketing. So when you train every single day about leadership and personal growth and how to have good relationships with your team, that changed the business completely.
I totally agree. I think leadership is very important. And I try to duplicate my leader. And I heard you said it was all about duplication for you as well. Now, I haven't been in network marketing for a long time, and I made a ton of mistakes. And a lot of it was emotions. I had to learn how to take emotions out of the business. When people turn down the opportunity, I felt like they were turning me down. So I was taking it personal. So I had to get my emotions out of it. I also had to stop talking too much. I used to talk a lot, because I'm passionate. I was excited. They were doing this business changed my life, and I wanted everybody to know. And I'm thinking I'm talking them into the business, but most of the time I was probably talking them out of it because it was probably too scary or too good to be true. I don't know. Another mistake I had was, because I was a leader and we have a system where someone else closes, I was closing my own people. And I had to humble myself enough to where, hey, if I'm closing other people's guests, I need to have someone to close my own. And I had to learn how to edify and make something better than myself, So if I had to ask a question, what are some of the growing pains and mistakes that you have overcome to get you to where you are now? Those are my hurdles that I had to overcome to try to make myself better. And I had to identify that, and it was identified through my leader, but I had to accept it. But what are some of the things that maybe you tweaked and did different to make you what you are today?
Yeah, I think don't take anything personal. That's something that we as leaders, we have to change, because at the beginning, like as you said, if somebody was rejecting the opportunity, I felt that they were rejecting me. I mean, they're not rejecting me. They're rejecting the business or the opportunity. So I started not taking anything personally, because that would affect you. Also, we say it in Spanish, like I don't know. I mean, let's say that we're going to start presenting the business every single day. Don't focus on the result. You have to focus on the action, because actions create abilities. And the key factor to be successful in anything that you're going to do in life is the abilities, like the second nature, right? Things that you do every single day as a second nature, right? So don't focus on the result, just put the action. And then that was something that I started doing it, because I was very focused on let's say recruiting, and I was recruiting everybody, right? Even if I knew that person didn't fit what I was looking for, it was very forced at the beginning. So that's something that I changed, and that helped me a lot. Also, I think that I work because I know myself. So we know our the abilities or weaknesses, right?
Yeah.
So I always work on this guy. Ego is the enemy, right? Because when the only way that you're gonna be better tomorrow is when you don't stop learning, right? Because when you go to the top of the mountain, there is only one way. It's going down, right? So you can never allow yourself to think that you are at the top. So that's how you keep it humble. So yeah, I mean that we need to focus more on education, leadership trainings, reading, listening to digital mentors, right? And that's what I'm very focused for my organization and for myself, because we have to keep, even if you're making $1 million a year in the network marketing industry, you need to keep growing within. So, yeah. Thank you.
Powerful. Powerful.
Excellent. Yes.
Powerful.
Thank you.
Charles, we clearly understand and see now why this gentleman has had so much success.
Absolutely.
It's amazing. And you guys mentioned something about, building teams and stuff. And I'm grateful for the team that I've been blessed to be surrounded with to grow this, because you can't do this by yourself. But one thing, Kevin, before we let you go, and we're just about the bottom of the hour, the level of commitment that is required in order to succeed at this level, right? Particularly where you are and some of the other leaders in MWR Financial. There's a level of focus required. And we know how many distractions there are out there for all of us. Just wake up in the morning. Don't even turn the TV on. Let's start there. But just to stay focused and stay within that zone in order to achieve the level of success that you're seeking. What advice would you give someone to be able to kind of, put on those blinders and just run with this thing?
There is nothing in life that you're gonna do with excellence if you're not obsessed with it. So in every single success history, there is a little bit of obsession with what you want to achieve, right? You need to follow your dream. You need to see that where you're going, because that's like the guide that you're gonna have to your success. So one of my mentors always said that success is the progressive realization of a lifetime dream. So you have to figure it out. You have to know clearly what you wanna be in life and what you wanna do in life. So because people don't get who they wanna be because they don't even know what they want. So first you have to know what you really want and what drives you. So yeah, that definitely. And also I'm right now, as of right now, because we have grown a lot, we're so focused on developing people and working. I mean, I have leaders that they're been in the industry with me for almost 2 years, right? But we never violate their process, because some people grow really fast, and I think that it's good to do it fast, but it's also good to do it right. And the right way to do it is focusing on the leadership and developing other leaders. That's the only way to be successful in network marketing. We can go to the top of the compensation plan only with customers. That's something that we can do with this compensation plan. But the only way we have to be financial free and to have a stable business is by duplicating. That the good thing about network marketing is that you can recruit somebody and teach everything you know, right? And that person is not gonna be your competition. It's gonna be your partner forever, right? It's gonna be like, your partner in crime forever. Yeah. So that's exactly what we have to do in network marketing in order to be successful. We have to teach everything we know. We have to duplicate the leadership, and we have to focus. If we do, let's say, we have to focus 20% on trainings based on the services, compensation plan, and platform, and 80% on leadership, because leaders get things done. So that's why I'm very focused and very passionate about leadership. So thank you guys for having me. Thank you so much, Charles. Thank you, Gerald.
No problem, my friend. Charles, I mean, I'm closing with this one, leadership. That's the key. You want to develop leaders. And when you look at the structure of network marketing, this compensation plan, or any other network marketing opportunity, it takes leaders in order to get to those levels, and you've got to be able to develop leaders and bring people into the fold that are hungry like you, that are eager to learn, that want to learn the process, but developing those leaders and duplication. Kevin, I take that away from tonight's call as well. To be able to duplicate yourself. You've got to, they say a successful leader is good at duplicating himself, recreating himself in someone else. And if you can learn to master that, then you could have a very successful business. So let's bring our coach and mentor back to the platform, Mr. Damo Tosin. Hey, Damo, I saw you taking notes, man.
I was. And I'll just do this because I know we're at the bottom of the hour. That was absolutely awesome. I'm going to tell you, when you see leaders talking to each other, everyone I know felt like me, like I felt. We were just flies on the wall hearing this great conversation. Kevin, you represented yourself and your team extremely well. Charles, you represented yourself and your team extremely well. And Gerald, you represented yourself and your team extremely well. And what's special about MWR, and I don't want this to get missed or overlooked, not one of you are in each other's business.
Wow.
You didn't say those kind things to Charles, Gerald, because he's in your business. Charles, you didn't say those kind things to Kevin and ask him those great questions and encourage him because he's in your business. you guys are all in separate businesses. You don't make any money from each other as you build this, but you understand the power and what MWR truly is. And I will tell you that from not only myself, but I can speak for Mr. Brian House. We are so blessed and so fortunate to have leaders like yourself doing exactly what you said. When you talk about the books, you know, I lit up. I was like, oh my goodness, yes, because I am huge that way. And Kevin, when you talked about doing 80% is mindset and teaching leadership, that is absolutely the key. That's how I changed my life and my career and trajectory in this industry. So I will tell you, you both and all of your teams that are on this live right now, they should be absolutely fired up because they have some of the, I mean, literally the best leaders in the company, and you're looking at them right here and right now, and the unity that we have here at MWR, the humbleness that all of our leaders have is absolutely special. So we appreciate you all. Everyone, go out here and make a difference, because I will tell you something, and I'm just going to leave you with this. Over the next 6 months, you will see MWR add some other value to the membership. You're going to see us add value to the membership. And when you see the value that it adds, each and every one of you were going to become incredibly attractive. And now I know I can say this from a face that only a mother can love. You go, wait a minute, what? No, yes, people are going to be, they're going to literally want to seek you out, because we're going to be right in the middle of letting them experience their dreams, and they'll realize the only way for them to get it the way they want it, and it's their dream, it's one of their lifelong dreams, is to come to MWR Financial, because we're the only ones that have it and do it. So I'm telling you, if I knew, in knowing what I know, and I'm giving you some breadcrumbs, you need to run and go build this business with your hair on fire. So when people gather around to watch you burn, you can bring them all in the business. You can recruit them, sponsor them. Let's go. Let's go. Thank you, everybody. Have a great evening.
Thank you, sir.